Okay, so now let's talk about sequences. So what is a sequence? So a sequence is simply a list of numbers written in specific order. That's it. A list of numbers written in specific order. And each number in the list is called the term of the sequence. So we usually write the sequence as a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4. Likewise, there's a lot of terms, and then we'll have nth term, and it goes on. So here a sub 1, we use this notation to represent the first term. A2 represents the second term. A sub 3 represents the third term, and so on. So the subscript tells us the position of the number in the list. So let's try to take an example. So let's say we have a list of number as 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So it will go on like this. So this is called an arithmetic sequence, and we'll talk about this more soon. But for now, just notice that there's a clear pattern in this list of numbers, and the numbers are in definite order. So you cannot just rearrange the terms because the order matters in this sequence. So in this sequence, the first term will be 2, the second term will be 4, third term will be 6, fourth term will be 8, and so on. Let's take another example. Let's say we have another sequence as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it will go on. So this is also another example for a sequence, and you see this sequence will never stop. It will continue like this. The next term will be 8, 9, 10. Likewise, it will go on forever. So this sequence we called as infinite sequence. Sometimes there are sequence something like this. So let's say we have 5, 10, 15, 20, and it stops here. So a sequence like this we call finite sequence. So this is a finite sequence. That means with finite number of terms, we call this as a finite sequence, but with a sequence with infinite number of terms we called as infinite sequence. So this is a finite sequence. And this one over here is infinite sequence. Again, it's because here we have infinite number of terms. Okay, so in a quick summary, so remember a sequence is a ordered list of numbers, and each number is called a term, and the position matters. So a sequence can be finite or infinite. That's a summary for this sequence. So let's try some examples. Okay. So we are given a sequence defined by this formula. So here this formula represents the nth term of that sequence. So a sub n represents the nth term of that sequence, and it will have a formula like this. So this formula tells us how to find any term in the sequence. So what you have to do is you have to just plug in the value of n. Okay, so let's read the question. So for find first, second, third, fifth, hundredth term of the following sequence. So this is the nth sequence, and you're asked to find the first, second, third, fifth, and hundredth term of this sequence. So usually we use the notation a sub n to represent first term. To represent second term, we use a sub 2. To get the third term, we use the notation a sub 3 likewise. So let's try to get a1. Okay, a sub 1. To get the first term, what you have to do is you have to take this formula, and instead of n, you have to substitute 1 into this formula. So to get a1, you have to substitute 1 into this formula. And if you simplify this, you will get in the bottom 2. So the second term of the first term of this sequence is half. Next, let's move into the second term. The second term, we can take it as a sub 2. To get second term, you have to substitute 2 into this formula. So it's going to be 2 in the top and in the bottom, 2 plus 1. So it is 2/3. So this is my second term. So to get the third term, you are going to substitute 3 into the formula. So it's going to be 3/4. Next, fifth term. To get the fifth term, you are going to substitute 5 into your formula. So it's going to be 5/6. And to get 100th term, you are going to substitute 100 into the formula. So it's going to be 100/110. So if you're asked to write the sequence, it will be like the first term is half, the second term is 2/3, third term is 3/4. The fourth term will be, if you follow the pattern, the fourth term will be equals to 4/5. Then the fifth term is 5/6, and likewise it will continue. So this is an infinite sequence. Okay, so and also you'll see a pattern here. Each time we are plugging in a different value for the n and we simplify. So in a question like this, what you do is you will given a formula like this. So this gives us a way to calculate any term in the sequence. And to find the term, what you have to do is you just substitute n with position you're looking for. So this process works whether you're finding first term or 100th term. Moving into another example. So again, you're given the nth term of a specific sequence and you're asked to find first 4 terms of this sequence. So the first term, let's take a1, a sub 1. So to get a sub 1, what you have to do is you have to substitute 1 into your formula. So it's going to be 8. Next, let's try to get a2. It's going to be 8 divided by 2. So it's a 4. The third term is 8 divided by 3. So I'm going to leave this as it is because you cannot simplify this further without a calculator. A sub 4 is a divided by 4, which is a 2. So in this sequence, the first 4 terms are 8, 4, 8/3 and 2. So these are the first 4 terms and they have positions. The first term is 8 and it's not going to change. The second term is 4. This is third term and this is your fourth term. Okay, next we have this example. So again, you are asked to find the first 4 terms of this sequence. So this seems like a bit complicated because there are so many calculations that you have to do. But remember, you have to do the same steps again. So in order to get a sub 1, you have to substitute 1 into this formula. So it is -1 to the power 1 multiplied by 1, 1 plus 1. So -1 to the power 1 is just -1, and we can ignore this part because you can multiply any number by 1, you'll get the same number. So 1 plus 1, it's a 2. So then -1 multiplied by 2, it's a -2. Moving on to a2, it's -1 to the power 2 multiplied by 2, 2 plus 1. So it's -1 to the power 2 is equals to +1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. So this is going to be a 6. A sub 3. -1 to the power 3 multiplied by 3, 3 plus 1. So this is going to be -1 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4. It's going to be a -12. Next, a sub 4. it is going to be negative 1 to the power 4 multiplied by 4, 4 plus 1, and it's going to be, it's a positive number, 4 multiplied by 5, 20. So the four terms of this sequence are negative 2, 6, negative 12, and 20.